let's talk about motivation, because everyone wants motivation, because motivation is fleeting at the best of times. So how do we, one, use motivation, and two, when we lack motivation, what do we fall on?
For me, Chris, the motivation and the idea that it's a personal quality that you have or you don't have needs to be removed. It isn't something magical. It isn't something that you're born with, or that you have this sort of halo that you're able to get up each day and go to the gym and train like a machine. It comes from having a clear, like you're always talking about, a clear goal, but also a clear reason why you're doing what you're doing.
I think the clear goal, clear reason why, like being emotionally connected to your why, but also having a plan.
Yeah.
Your structure and how to do it.
Yeah. And therefore, when you feel that you're lacking motivation, my immediate suggestion is go back to your goal. Is it clear enough? Do you still feel connected to it? And does it feel doable? I mean, it needs to be a little bit scary, but do you actually believe that you can do it? Go to your coach, talk to them about it. Maybe the training is too intense for where you are right now in your life. I mean, we've talked about this. If you've got too much going on, you are going to lack motivation because you're going to feel overwhelmed.
I think it's really important to understand that life isn't linear, and it's going to ebb and flow. And if you try and go at optimal capacity all the time, but life has taken you past that, then you have to regulate things. You have to pull back on other areas.
And with motivation, I think the key for me was envisaging how you're going to feel the other side of whatever you're trying to do. And this is quite interesting from a behavioral perspective, because I have got the awareness now of being able to tap into previous learning history of mine, where things have been difficult, and that motivation, I found it from looking back even further of times where I've pushed through and achieved what I wanted to achieve. So it can be really hard for people starting out who haven't had success in the area that they are endeavoring to learn. And I say to people, well, tap into something else. So maybe, you've never done bodybuilding before, but you've been successful somewhere before in your life. And some people really need to be encouraged to find success. They'll say, oh, whatever, and use that to leverage and go, okay, so I push through that. That will give you some motivation to get stuck into what you're learning that's new to you. But don't discount other areas or other fields in your life where you've been successful. Use that in your new endeavor.
And there's the same thing with bodybuilding, right? We say all the time that you learn so much about yourself. You build resilience, tenacity, grit, determination through your journey. You learn that you're truly capable of more, and you use that for everything else in your life: career, relationships, more fitness goals, whatever it is. Right? I also believe that motivation is like the cherry on top. It's nice to have, but we can't rely on it, right? Because it's never around for long.
Love it.
So
comes and goes.
It really does. And no one's ever motivated all the time. The amount of times I've gone to the gym in a prep, sat in my car for 20 minutes just going, oh, I cannot be bothered with this. I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. And got out of the car and done it. Anyway, I delayed 20 minutes, to get that sort of, come on, just get out and do it. But still do it. But I think motivation can also be created within itself by ticking the boxes, by doing the work, by building the consistency and momentum. Momentum, once you have it, is what creates motivation.
Brilliant. And you just nailed something important as well, is where you put your focus? Where do you put your focus?
Mm.
If you focus too much on how terrible you feel, you wouldn't get out the car.
Yeah.
And I think it's becoming more common now, but I think we need to hear people like you saying that, because that's real. Whereas we tend to just see people being super successful, and we don't see them waking up at 5 o'clock going, I can't be bothered. I don't want to do this. And that is the reality. And I think that's putting yourself out there, being vulnerable, but it's also allowing other people to go, this is normal to feel like this.
Yeah, exactly.
I am going to have off days, and I just need some strategies to get me through that, which is where you put your focus, how you talk to yourself, and then just get up and do it anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how many times have you gone to the gym and gone and walked out afterwards and gone, oh, I shouldn't do that, or I shouldn't go there? It's very, very rare that you'd ever say that.
Yes.
Maybe if you're an idiot, and like I have been in the past, and hurt myself going something stupid, I was like, I shouldn't do that. Yeah, but the amount of times you go in and you go, oh, I just don't feel like training today, and then you go and train and you walk out going, oh, that was actually good.
Yeah.
I even got PBs in there. I didn't think I was going to be able to do anything.
Yeah. And I distinctly relate that. I distinctly remember going for runs when I was training seriously back in the day. I would get up at some unearthly hour in the morning to go out for a run, and I would literally do what you did in the car, but I'm still running, going, I feel so bad. And my friend and I would go off, and whatever distance we were doing, we'd come back, and as you say, I never ever came back feeling worse than I 90% of the time felt 100% better. And I think that is what I've tapped into.
Is again, what we said before, delay gratification, and the fact that we don't feel great right now, but we do know after this hour, 2 hours, whatever, how long it takes, you're going to feel better, more than likely.
Yeah. And I think these are the strategies, and these are the things that we need to appreciate. It's how you talk to yourself.
Again, I think with a lot of people, I always say, would you talk to your friend that way? Because how many times do you haul yourself over hot coals, beat yourself up, and be quite nasty to yourself? And it's like, would you talk to someone you cared about, like loved, in the same way? Well, if you do, that's probably you need some help, mate. But if you don't, treat yourself that way. Talk to yourself in a way that you would happily talk to someone else.
Yeah, and I called myself out a few times.
I think we're all guilty of that. It's easy to beat yourself up because you've only got yourself to be accountable to. There's no real massive immediate consequence to this. But there is a consequence because you beat yourself up too much, and what happens to you? You just become a shell, not unconfident, can't achieve anything. I'm useless, I'm no good for anyone, I'm a waste of time. And then, you could be the kindest person in the world, want to help everyone, but you can't help no one because you can't help yourself. Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are actually more tuned into that than they are about caring about themselves. When you actually say, how are you going to be able to support other people if you can't? And I think that's another buzzword. I'm just not disciplined enough.
That's very true. Well, you need to get disciplined or build discipline, etc. How do we do that?
When you think about it, and this tied back into something you said earlier about needing a plan, I think a plan and discipline go hand in hand. Discipline is about following through a process. That's how I frame it, because I think it makes sense for me. But it's being aware about, what does discipline mean to you? Because I think people have this idea that it's like sergeant major, reps and all this sort of thing. But if you can't relate to it, you're going to say, I don't have it.
Yeah, makes sense.
And again, so have a look at areas in your life where you've followed through, where you've followed a plan, where you've committed to something and done it, because that is discipline. I've set myself this plan, I follow through, carry it out, get the outcome.
Yeah.
So just make it relatable to you and understand that it's not something, it's not a personality trait. It's not it's not one behavior.
It's not you either have it or you don't, you know.
Yeah.
And thing.
You can learn it. Some people might have a predisposition.
Yeah, absolutely.
That I don't deny that, but also think of it, it's more likely a collection of behaviors.
Yeah.
Because often I'll say to people, so what would a disciplined person do that you're not doing when you say I haven't got discipline?
Right.
Because then they start to think, yeah, what does it actually look like in action? But once I know what it looks like, I just need to do that. Whereas if I see it as some intrinsic quality of somebody that's magical and like motivation again, so sometimes saying to yourself, what would a disciplined person do? Then you go, well, I just need to do that.
Yeah.
And it's more likely going to be a series of behaviors. You know, they follow through, they do what they say they're going to do. If they're given a task, I don't know, I'm just being random here. But once you can identify the behaviors, you then just need to do them. And it kind of goes back to motivation. It's the same thing. What would a motivated person do? They would get up at 5 a.m, they would be at the gym, they'd be training, they'd be doing those things. Okay, there you go.
I think on that as well, you know, you can be motivated and still tired. You know, you can be motivated or disciplined and not feel like doing it.
Yes.
So it doesn't mean that life is easy and you're happy about everything and everything's going well. It's like, well, actually, more often than not, there's some stress, there's something you're navigating on the other side of things as well. So being able to regulate those kind of thoughts, processes, and not let them overwhelm us, again, making the goal more important than our now is just crucial. Yeah,
like the Hollywood, isn't it? The Hollywood story of this motivated, disciplined person who just is on fire all the time. And we need to look at it from the point of view of it's normal to have rough days, to have off days, to not feel like you're wanting to do it, but as you said, to still get up and do it.
Yeah.
And I think it's. I was reading about, you know, Mel Robbins.
Yeah.
Her 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know, that she sort of pioneered. You just launch regardless.
Yeah.
Do countdown and then do it, but it doesn't mean you can't still feel like you don't want to do it.
Yeah, I like that. The countdown, I actually saw that recently. I can't remember where, but this person that I was watching was literally, you know, getting out of bed. Okay, 1, 2, 3, or 3, 2, 1, whatever it was.
Yeah.
You know, it was just something very basic in their life.
Yeah.
Use it for everything.
And this is it. It's not magic. It's just the way you talk to yourself.
Yeah.
And I think giving yourself permission to feel bad about something or feel like you don't want to do it and just going, that's okay. That's perfectly normal. Who consistently wants to do hard stuff?
Yeah, exactly. I think, absolutely. Being okay with yourself for not being motivated, for not being definition of perfection every step of the way, and still being okay with that, but also not letting the fact that we're not talking to ourselves again, coming back to that in a negative way and saying, oh, I'm useless, I'm not going to achieve anything because I have this brief interlude where I'm not motivated or I'm not completely nailing everything. So learn from it. Do better next time.
Yeah. And the subtlety there also is how you talk about it. You know, I'm having the feeling of not being motivated as opposed to I'm not motivated.
Yes.
People laugh at me when I say that, but
well, that's identity, isn't it? Like you identify as being motivated or not, or just not.
Yeah.
But if it's a feeling, then that's changeable, and it's not
Yeah.
often long term, is it?
And that's another word that you can add, right now. I'm
Right.
not motivated right now. I might be in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Um,
Not allowing that to dictate your life. I think
Yeah.
there's so many things to consider. Obviously, it's easy to say, hard to do, right? But
yeah,
all of these little things flow into each other. So like a jigsaw puzzle, everything kind of fits together. And our job as adults, as people, is to understand these puzzle pieces and try and fit them into the puzzle that we have in front of us at that moment in time. And understanding as well that our puzzle will change sometimes
Yeah.
on the hour, or faster.
yeah. Knocking these simple things. Because I think it goes back to what we said right at the beginning, is there's not going to be some magical one thing that is going to solve all your problems.
Yeah.
It's going to be a series of little tweaks here and there, how you talk about yourself, how you think about your goal, what you say to other people about what you're doing. And that's another one.
Yeah.
And, in and of themselves, people will often go, oh, that's nothing. But it's the stacking effect.
Yes.
Just change one thing at a time, one little bit.
Yeah. What we accumulate leads us to our outcomes, right? So if you accumulate crap, guess what your outcome is? But if you accumulate good stuff and positiveness, then your outcome.